jacket feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? This is the first time we've been able to stream with the faster internet. So it was a day or so ago they upgraded our internet here and doubled the upload speed. So I'm hoping it's going to be a better experience. No more like bad compression on the video. Hopefully. We'll see. I'm hoping it's going to be much better. I don't know if it will be. We will see. Hey, good to see you all. Glad to be back. Been away for a couple of days, working on a different story. Been in and out of courtrooms, applying for stuff, talking to lawyers and things like that. It's been a little up and down the last couple of days. Unfortunately, we have not had any success. The court case we wanted to do in New Zealand, they denied me access to the transcripts. I'm not allowed to give you the reasons of why. It's not personal, but it's restricted by the court, so I'm not allowed to tell you. All I can tell you is that their reasoning made sense once I looked at it, and I was like, well, fair enough. It's not anything personal. It's just, laws and things like that. So, unfortunately, we're not able to do that one. It's annoying, but it's just the way things go sometimes. Danny said, "Super sticker, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it." The other weird thing, I've seen some other creators talk about this, but since about late August, our views and revenue have gone like to nothing. It's bizarre. It's not just me, it's other creators also having issues with YouTube. Normally, I'll be honest with you guys, most days we make between $10 and $50 on the ad revenue, depending on what topic and depending on what we're doing and how long and things like that. So sometimes it's like $10, sometimes it's like $50, sometimes it's like $14. Most of the time it's on the lower end than the higher end. We get $50 ones like once every 10 days or something. But over the last 3 weeks, it's been like $1.50 per day, and the views have gone like to nothing. It's bizarre. I don't know what the solution is to it, but all I know is that major YouTubers have been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I don't know what the solution is, but there's a lot. YouTube came out and basically said it's our problem, not anything on their side. But I think when you have a bunch of YouTubers complaining about it after a certain point in time, it's not. It's probably not the creators that are having problems. But yeah, so apparently that is what's happening right now with YouTube for some reason. So we've got a lot of issues going on. Mimi said, hello. Yes, hey, good to see you. Amy's here too. Good to have you guys. Diane's here. I know it is late. I came on a bit earlier because I saw Trish had already finished. All right, we're going to talk about this. This is pretty cool. Not cool. Is crime ever cool? I don't think so. What I mean is that the situation is abnormal, and I'm going to report on it for you. Yeah, 2 men face court over $14 million, that word with the C there, bust in North Melbourne. But first, I have something else I want to talk to you about. There's some news with Erin, and there's actually a couple bits of news. So the first one, it's looking like the DPP might appeal the sentence that Justice Beale gave down last week. They're saying right now they're going to review the sentence given to Erin, and it's a possibility that they may appeal. And you might go, well, Ping, what are they going to appeal on? Well, they can appeal that it is too lenient too lenient. And I think that has been the sentiment of the community. Everyone I've spoken to throughout, Erin Land has thought the same thing. They were very surprised that she even got a parole date. So apparently, right now, they are reviewing the decision and the sentence by Justice Beale, and they also have that 28-day window that Erin has to appeal. So it doesn't apply just to Erin, it's also to the prosecution. So we'll see what happens. I have not heard anything off Erin's side yet about their appeal. I just know that it was signaled at one point that they were going to do that. So that is the first thing. We have another little bit of information. This comes from actually the Daily Mail found it. So hold on. I think it was the Daily Mail that reported it. Give me a second. So they were talking, like, one of the things that people constantly ask about is the money. Let's talk about the money. So we heard a lot about money during the trial, but people were wondering, like, how much did the trial actually cost? And they had a little bit of information in here. They were saying that Colin Mandy is somewhere around $9,000 for every court day. And they were also saying that apparently Erin had run out of cash quite a while ago, like like a year or so ago, and that there had been some dealings. What they actually had hoped to happen is that house that ended up having the order, that freeze order put on it, the lawyers were hoping to tap into the assets of that home to get paid. But now that there's a that forfeiture order put on it, I don't think they've forfeited it yet, but it's basically a freeze. Now that's been put on it, they can't access that money within that home. So what happens after that, I don't know. But they're saying here, for all the wealth that Erin enjoyed and shared with the family members before her eventual arrest, the trial itself has driven Erin to near bankruptcy. So they're saying that her defense and the legal obligations that she's had throughout the last almost 2 years basically has run her dry. They're saying sources suggested Patterson ran out of money long ago, with her legal team banking on getting her off. So they were hoping for a not guilty verdict so they could access money tied up in her family home. So they were hoping to get a portion of that asset to be able to get paid, basically. So sounding like right now that's not going to happen unless they are successful with the appeal. So yeah, they're saying here, finalize. Yeah, so with that order, they cannot touch that home. No one can do anything with it right now. And they're saying that, she sold a home not long after she was arrested to help fund her legal defense. So she's tapped into that real estate empire that we were all told about and tried to use that for court, and it hasn't worked. So she has basically run dry. They're saying here the Gibson Street property, which is that one in the photo right here, uh, has been the jewel in her real estate crown, designed by her to cater for her children. They're saying valued at more than $1 million, it will now be sold off by authorities with the money earmarked as restitution to Patterson's victims. And there's more orders coming later on. I think they're hearing that in November. So we'll hear more about that in a couple of months. They're saying here in orders made by Justice Quigley on July 23rd, the court stated that no person shall dispose of or otherwise deal with the property at 84 Gibson Street, Leongatha. It further stated that it was likely that an application for restitution or compensation would be made against Erin. So they're saying here the restraining order was made or was sought by the DPP, who argued the property was considered tainted by Erin's crimes. Yeah. So that home will most likely be sold off. This one right here. It'll most likely be killed off. Not killed off. That's a really poor choice of words, Ping. Good work. sold off. It'll be sold, and that money will probably be divvied up against her many victims. There will be some sort of hearing or a civil something at some point. That'll happen later on. Um, Marlene said the lawyer will work really hard. They like to get paid. I don't disagree that Colin Mandy worked really hard, nor his team of people. So she had solicitors and Colin Mandy, and so she's had many legal people to pay. I don't know how she's affording it right now. I don't know the thing why they're discussing this is because if she launches an appeal, if she launches an appeal and she goes to the appellate court and is successful, that costs money. If they issue a new trial, that costs money too. She would have to apply to legal aid and somehow get the funding to launch these new court endeavors. So SP Mom said YouTube is hurting for cash, forcing the creators to pay just like Facebook. Yeah, it is. It is not to swap topics, but what I was talking about before. Yeah, we've definitely noticed it since late August. Late August, it just fell off a cliff, and that doesn't make any sense because we broke news on Erin Patterson several times, had her live court hearing and sentencing here a week ago, which drew in pretty good numbers, and it was like they gave us $1.50 for that video, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's not just me. I was reading about it. There's a whole bunch of creators who are saying it doesn't make any sense what's going on right now, um, with what's going on with YouTube and the ad revenue. So, SP Mama said it's the ad revenue, it's them, not you. Yeah, apparently. So there's your update. Two updates. That house will most likely be sold off by authorities, then put away to give to her victims. The other one is we might see two appeals. We might see one from Erin, one from the DPP, all in the next, what is it today, the 17th? One, two, in the next 2.5 weeks or so, we will know whether the DPP has taken the view that her sentence is too lenient. We'll also then find out whether Erin's team has been able to put together an appeal for anything related to the trial, sentencing, and so forth. So we'll see. We'll see. If it is sold, what do you think people will do with it? I'm interested to know what people think will happen. What do you guys think will happen to the home? Like, if someone bought it, if someone bought this property, what would you do with it? Or like, would you knock it down? Would you live there? I think I've asked this question before, but tell me what you would do. If you like this home, you like the area, you're like, hey, I think that I want to buy this home. I don't know anything about Erin. Oh, someone committed a heinous crime here. Oh, well, I still like the property and I like the location. I think it'll be perfect. Perfect for what? What do you guys think would be what would you do with it? Would you live there? Would you turn it into a Airbnb? I can't imagine the local community would be very happy if someone tried to monetize this property like that. If someone tried to turn it into like a true crime, haunted home, stay where Erin poisoned her guests, I think the community would absolutely go bananas. I don't think they would be very happy with that at all. So I would be interested. I would say they would auction it. Yeah, I think it would be the highest bidder. Anything normally done with a court thing is normally the highest person. So, Gail said it will be a guest house Airbnb for crime junkies. You know, I've done a lot of on Aaron Patterson for like over 2 years now. I would never ever stay there. I think it's so disrespectful. I think it's very disrespectful to the victims, and no content could ever justify me staying there to make a video. No matter how much people would love it or whatever on YouTube, I wouldn't do it. Gracie says, knock it the hell down." I think whatever you do with it, it's always going to be earmarked as the Aaron Patterson home, the mushroom murder home. If you knock it down and you build something else there, at least that gives it a chance for people to forget. They're not going to walk past it and be like, "Oh, that's where Aaron." Like, at least if you sort of or modified it, painted it, changed it, something to make it different, I guess. Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. Not with what YouTube's paying us now, I can't, but, um, no, I wouldn't buy it, no. I don't think it's right. I It's almost like dancing on the graves of the victims, right? That's what it is. It's almost like you're, uh, trivializing their deaths by turning it into some sort of commercial operation, and I don't know. I don't like the idea. Horner still said, "I thought we were done with Aaron Patterson." Me too. Me too. Oh, you did? Sorry. Oh, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will tell the bank. I'll put a deposit on Aaron's home. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Mr. Danny earlier. So they're the only updates I have. I'm not going to go too much more into it tonight. I just wanted to bring you those because one, the DPP appeal would be interesting, and two, people keep asking about the home and the money and how'd she fund her legal defense and things like that. So those are the two updates for that. All right. No more Aaron. I feel like every time I tell you there's no more Aaron, something pops up in the media. Oh, actually, I have a third thing. So I told you guys earlier this year I interviewed for a documentary. That documentary was called they're gonna be mad at me because I don't remember the name. It's called Revealed. Revealed Death Cap Murders. It is currently out on Stan. Now, I don't know what happened or why my involvement ended up being cut from it. They were very, very impressed and wanted to go ahead with it at the time, and they seemed very, very, I don't know, they were very all into it. They're like, "We're gonna get it done. We're gonna book it. We're gonna get shooting done. We're gonna do the interview." And then all of a sudden, it just went very quiet. And I figured that I wasn't gonna be a part of it. And then halfway through the trial, I was keeping in touch with the guys that work there, and they told me, "Oh, we sort of went in a different direction to the way we originally were gonna do the documentary." And I was like, "Yeah, I already figured I wasn't gonna do it." But with all of that, the two guys I met at the one was a director, one was a producer. They're both really nice guys. I think you should support their documentary and give it a watch and make it the largest Aaron Patterson documentary of this year. Make it so they win a lot of awards and like get up those charts of like streaming and viewership and all that type of thing. It's currently, I think it's airing one episode per week at the moment. So you can find it on Stan in Australia. I will contact them. I don't have a where it's going to be in America, but I can contact them and I can contact the guy at the production company and ask where they're going to be airing it in the USA. But if you're in Australia and you have a Stan subscription or you just love the case, subscribe to Stan and watch the Stan original revealed in the in this particular one. I think it's great. It's called Revealed Death Cab Murders. You can find it on that streaming platform, and I think you should show them support and go and watch it. So it's out now. I think episode one is out at the moment, and one of the guys that worked there did a lot of the filming for it, and you'll see these beautiful shots of Morwell and Leongatha and all the different areas out there, and his video work or videography is amazing. He did a good job, and support them. Go and watch it. Actually, I'll get you a link. Yeah, Stan revealed. Yeah, it's right here. You guys can watch it. I think you should make it the best documentary this year, and make it so they win some good awards. There you go. Watch it on Stan. Gracie said I can't. I'm broke. Have Netflix, Paramount, and Prime. I don't know if it's on any of those, but it'll eventually work its way around to other platforms after Stan has its sort of first run, and after its premiere, it'll go to other, probably Channel 7 first, and then internationally like Amazon or something. I know one of the guys, I think it was the director. The director has a connection to Amazon, so Amazon or Disney or something. It'll go to one of those ones, so you guys will be able to watch it on there eventually. So you can use your daughter's account. Good, give it a watch. Make those views go really high, and support those guys. They made a really nice documentary. So it's all good. We will be fine. We will be fine. You have Disney Plus. I can't remember if it's Amazon or Disney Plus. I will ask him. I will email and ask which one it is that they're associated with. But I'll find out what their plans are for America, Europe, and if I'm allowed to tell you, I will tell you. But I haven't spoken to them in a few weeks. So, all right, that's it. Aaron, done. Aaron, done. No more Aaron. I feel like I've said Aaron Patterson and Amanita Phalloides enough for my lifetime. If I never ever have to say Amanita Phalloides again, I'll be very happy. No, we're not going to do any more Aaron. No, we're moving on. No more Aaron. When we have something better and more groundbreaking, I'll do more of it. But I want to talk about this. So, two men face court today. It was actually they faced court a couple of hours ago. Now, read this. Police have found 40 kilos of Coca-Cola worth $14 million in a vehicle they stopped in Melbourne's north. Two men aged 19 and 20 will face court charged with possessing and trafficking drugs. Police allege the men are part of a wider illegal drug syndicate. Of course they are. I mean, what else would they be part of? A soccer club? Victoria Police said a vehicle was intercepted on the Hume Highway in Melbourne's north on Tuesday morning. As it was being driven back from the New South Wales border, police found the Coca-Cola with an estimated street value of $14 million inside the vehicle. A 19-year-old man from Noble Park and a 20-year-old man from Hampton Park, seems they like parks, were both charged with trafficking and possessing a commercial quantity of Coca-Cola. Hello, Cat. They face a Melbourne Magistrates Court today. Hold on, guys. Can you see what happened? Guys, hold on. Look what happened. Marv, we've got a show to do. Every time I'm on the air, you think it's your turn to jump up here and annoy Dad. All right, hold on. All right, I had to put him over there because he was like getting up here and he wanted to be in front of the microphone, and he's Mr. Muffin doesn't need your explanations, he needs your airtime. It is very strange. I was talking to Mrs. Ping about it, and I was like, I don't know why he does this because he never ever jumps up here unless I'm on the air. And she's like, I think he just wants to be a part of whatever you're doing. He's like, you're talking to someone, and she also thinks maybe he thinks I'm talking to him because he doesn't understand that there's a live stream going. And she's like, maybe he thinks you're talking to him. Ping said the gay Aussie cop that shot his ex-partner and lover pleaded not guilty to murder. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. That was a couple of weeks ago. Gracie said it's freezing. It is. Last 2 days in Melbourne were actually pretty warm, 24 degrees and 25 degrees the day before. Today has gone back to being an ice box in Melbourne. Miss Woozy said he's trying to change your channel name to Nights with Muffin. He is. He's trying to get us famous. Yeah. I don't feel very famous today, although I feel very embarrassed about that court thing in New Zealand. Yeah, so 40 kilos of Coca-Cola, very thirsty men trying to supply the public with, a, a cola flavored drink that seems to come in a powder that's powderized. You have to add water to it, I think, something like that. They said here, through large-scale drug seizures like the one highlighted this week, we prevent profits from these drugs being invested back into the criminal activities of those involved. There is no doubt that this syndicate will take a massive monetary hit as a result of this outcome, which is crucial for us as we work to target these syndicates in any and every way possible. So, yep, that's what they found in the boot of this car. Look how they're carrying it like it is luggage. They're like, "Oh, mate, would you grab that bag of Coca-Cola? Yeah, just grab just grab one and put it in the boot of the cop car." So that's how. Look how these bags are just filled with Coca-Cola in Melbourne, a country that is surrounded by ocean, which means most of the Coca-Cola that comes to Australia has to come over the ocean or the air. There's no other way to get it here. So someone made it through the border, got it into a vehicle, drove down the Hume Highway from New South Wales, and somehow almost got home to Victoria and was busted. Muffin, don't you dare. Come on. Hey, Marv. He's under my chair. So yeah, somehow all that work, all that ingenuity to try and sneak it across the border and then just to get busted, an hour from home. I think that is interesting. Warner still said rug dealers, damn rug dealers, keep hooking people up to rugs, people getting addicted to rugs. Rug dealers trying to keep people addicted to rugs. Yeah. Crafting is dangerous. It is. You know, you wouldn't steal a rug, would you? Chipmunk said glad they got it. $14 million worth. How about the bloke that jumped in the Yarra? That's happened a couple of times. Muffin. Hey. He's back. He's back. Come on, if you're gonna sit here, you have to lie down. They say yeah. Hey, don't lick my hands. He likes to lick my hands whenever he sits here, which is very annoying. All right, let me check if they were in court. They were supposed to be in court this afternoon. I'm just trying to see. 24 minutes ago. I want to see what happened when they were in the court. Muffin. Stop it. Nope, that's not it. Let me check. 3 hours. Nope. Yeah, I'm not seeing any update. Not seeing any updates about it. When I do see the court date, I know they were in the magistrate's court, so they were due to appear in the magistrate's court today. So when we get more information about that, I will bring it to you. Cat, lie down. Come on. Woman of Steel said, "What is the Yarra? A very swift river. It is the river that flows through Melbourne. It is the river that flows through Melbourne." So Robert Redford died age 89. He did. He did. Gracie said, "I'll be listening, but off to do my hot water bottle for comfort. Old school and cheaper. Did you have too much Coca-Cola? Have you been rugging? Have you been rugging? Do you need the hot water bottle?" Miss Woozy said, "My boy Johnny Meow Klein likes to lull me into a sense of security, then chomp on my arm. This one bites as well. Hey Kim, good to see you. I don't know if I can repeat that. I don't know if I can repeat that on the air, Kim. All right. Do mice count? I don't think they do. Moira is sleeping. Moira is sleeping, apparently. Okay. When I get more information out of the magistrate's court on these two, very young, right? Pretty young to be hauling around 19 years old and 20 years old, hauling around $14 million of Coca Cola. It is very young to be doing that. I mean, if you found them with an 8 ball, that would seem pretty normal. To to have your entire car filled up with Coca Cola, I'd be concerned about what this syndicate is, doing with young people. So, all right, that's all I have on that one. When I have more, I'll bring it to you. And I want to talk about the UK. So, I want to talk about the UK, a similar type of topic, but not quite. We've done a few stories on spiking. So, drink spiking, we've done some in the UK, we've done some in America, some in Tennessee. But in this week, September 15 to 21 in the UK is National Spiking Intensification Week, and the Greater Manchester Police are taking a particular focus on ensuring new students, whether they're started fresh or rejoining for their studies, feel safe on their nights out. They say spiking, despite the assumption by some of not being a crime, is a criminal act which can carry a custodial sentence, and the force are committed to preventing this issue as much as possible. And they say multiple rugs can be used to spike drinks, including the commonly known uh, date R word drug, which everyone knows what that is, has many names that we all know about. And they say, but also other illegal drugs, including Coca Cola, the one that sounds like you're having a great time, and the one that is for horses, these ones here. So the Coca Cola, the one that could be taken various ways depending on how you look at that word, and the one that is apparently for horses. Apparently, they can all be used to drug people. They say these substances can cause a drink to smell and taste differently. It's an offense to add alcohol to someone's drink without their consent as well. Yeah, don't be giving people free alcohol. Don't be doing that without their consent, man. Don't be doing that. So, if you're in the UK, this week is drink spiking week. So keep an eye on it, especially in the GMP, which is the Greater Manchester area. So keep an eye out. Keep your friends safe. Make sure you are, keep your drinks covered. Use the little coasters where you can test your drink or whatever. Don't leave drinks unattended. All those type of things, and they can help make your night a safer night out. But that's pretty cool how they're doing a sort of public intervention to try and lower the amounts of this happening out there. So let me see if I can find a supporting thing. Let's see if we can find something from GMP, because I think that's pretty cool. After how many spiking things happened last summer in the UK, it was pretty abhorrent. So let's go here. GMP supports National Spiking Intensification Week as freshers events begin across the region. So a lot of new people going to uni, a lot of people drinking, trying to get their social life connected in new places like Manchester. And so what are they saying here? Oh, what is that thing? I want to know what this thing is. Uh, it's like a bottle top. So apparently you put it in the drink, and then you put the reusable straw inside of it, and it won't allow people to put anything inside of your drink. Oh, that's a pretty cool invention, and apparently they're giving them out in Manchester to students. So that's pretty cool. It's not the type of plug that it's not the other type of plug, Sean. It's a drug plug. I don't know if it is. It might be a rug plug. Might plug your rug. But no, it's to stop people being able to drop things into your like drink. I think it's a great idea. I'm glad they're giving them out for students. So GMP, good work, GMP. And what I say here, they had another operation from March to August, which is like the warmer months in the UK. They say Operation Safer Streets saw over 230 interventions with vulnerable people, which involved getting people to a place of safety, ensuring they had safe transport home, and were able to find their groups of friends. Good work, coppers. Good work, GMP. So yeah, what do they say here? They said during those 6 months, the operation also delivered crime prevention advice on 899 occasions, spreading the wider message of safety and public awareness to the public. There you go. The operation led to a total of 39 arrests in that period for multiple offenses, including SA, spiking, voyeurism, and robbery. Voyeurism. Okay. I know there's a thing going on in the UK where there's these people on YouTube, right? They go out and they'll take like a camera, like a phone or something that can live stream out there, and they'll go out to these areas where there's clubs going on, like club nights, or there's a lot of like pretty young girls walking around, and they sort of focus on the girls. So they'll be walking around with their phone or a tripod or a selfie stick or something, and they'll sort of zoom in on pretty girls and, be inappropriate. So maybe that is where the voyeurism charge came from. I would hope so. Yeah. Hey, Joe, what's up, brother? What did he say? I want to go back to. Hey, buddy, good to see you. I hope your interview on Sunday went really well. Hope it went well. Gracie said the Aussie facing DP, not the good type of DP, for Coca-Cola in Asia. There was a woman who was arrested a week or two ago in Asia. Hold on. Aussie woman arrested for drugs in Asia. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. No, it wasn't Chappelle Corby. Good work, Google. It is not Chappelle Corby. She's been out of jail for a number of years. Let me see. Past week? Is it this one? There was a woman, a 43-year-old, was charged with importing narcotics, rug trafficking, rug possession, and abusing rugs. Don't be abusing rugs, everyone. It's an offense under the law. All right, who is this? Let me see if I can find a name. No, that's a guy. This one was a woman, Aussie woman. Yeah, I remember the one you're talking about. That's not the one, but that's very interesting. We will talk about that one. Cocaine. I can't find the one that was a woman, but I did read it. I remember reading it in the paper as well. Hey Sherry, how are you? Okay. I hope you're doing better, my friend. Use the proper deodorizer on your rugs, please. Yeah, do that. Joe said, my interview was amazing. Ended up going 3.5 hours with the mother of London Valdez. Absolutely amazing. Good work. I hope you get some better information and try and find some justice for that girl. Hey, Sean, thank you. Yes, please hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Let's continue, my friends. We got more. updates for you to talk about. No, I don't want to talk about that. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Florida. I'm probably going to bring this up, and of course that's going to happen. So I was going to tell you about a missing child in Florida, right? And I had this on my list because we didn't do a show yesterday, but it is good news. She's been found. So they're saying here a teen reported missing from Homestead has been found. She's 16 years old, was reported missing on Monday, and as of early Tuesday morning, that alert was cancelled. According to authorities, she was found safe. So that is good news. I'm happy I don't have to report a child being missing. And I want to see what else is on our list to catch up on. Okay. There's been a lot of missing people, but they've been found safe, so that's a good thing. Let me see. Okay. This is a good one. I think you guys would appreciate this crime that I'm about to tell you about. Hold on, what are you talking about, Sean? What is that? I don't know what that is. Sean, I don't know what that is. What is that? You'll have to tell me. I want to go to KTLA. I want you to watch this video. Okay? I want to tell you about it. But I want no laughing. There's no laughing, okay? No laughing. Everyone has to be adults here. All right. You promise? All right. I hear you all say, yes, we promise, Ping. All right. Here we go.
Now at 10:30, as police investigate a deadly stabbing in Downey.
Apparently my audio is playing up. Give me a sec. Let's go here. Yep.
Chaos erupts when an ambulance at the scene is stolen. Police were apprehending a murder suspect near the Downey Library while paramedics were tending to that victim.
And that's when that ambulance was stolen. That then triggered a pursuit. Lindsay Pena has details.
Downey police spent hours here in the parking lot of the city library on Saturday collecting evidence and piecing together the events that led up to a deadly stabbing and an ambulance being stolen. It was around 9:30 Saturday morning when police say a call came in reporting a person had been stabbed just across the street from the police station at the library on Brookshire Avenue. A witness at a nearby hotel said they saw two men arguing. When they arrived, investigators say they found one male victim in the parking lot who died from his injuries at the scene. They aren't releasing the victim's age or name yet. Witnesses reported seeing the suspect run away towards nearby Downey High School, prompting a lockdown for both the school and library. This video was shared with KTLA of a man being taken into custody on campus around 10:20, and police confirmed the stabbing suspect was arrested at the high school. They've only identified him as 23 years old and a transient.
Oh my God, this guy, look at the cops are running with their guns all over.
While all that was happening, police were also chasing this man, who they say stole an ambulance that had responded to the stabbing. He allegedly led police on a chase that ended in Alhambra when he crashed into a parked car. His name isn't being released, police only saying he's 52 years old and from Los Angeles. Police say there were no reports of injuries at that scene. Downey police say they're still investigating both crimes that happened here today and are asking anyone who might have any more information to please call them.
If anyone has any information about the half-naked guy who stole an ambulance and tried to take off with it, if you have any information about the guy with no pants, you let us know. Call it in. It's not funny. It's a crime. They're saying here, ABC7 reported on Saturday morning, just before 10 a.m., that two men got into an argument in front of the Downey City Library that resulted in one man being fatally stabbed. The gentlemen were arguing right outside. One guy pulled a knife, and they're saying that guy had the flannel shirt and started stabbing the other gentleman. That gentleman fell down, and once the gentleman fell down, the other guy went in and struck him one more time in the neck, and then he, obviously was not a good outcome for that guy. They say as first responders were trying to save the guy who got stabbed, a man uninvolved in the incident took off with the ambulance. What? And they're saying, according to reports on the Citizen app, showed that the alleged ambulance thief was being arrested. His pants fell to his ankles, leaving him exposed from the waist down. This is why your mom always says you got to put on clean underwear, because you never know when you're going to steal an ambulance and your pants are going to fall down. It could happen to any of you any day. Remember that. Wear clean underwear, especially when stealing an ambulance, because I mean, why else would you do that? I mean, it could happen to you tomorrow. You could be walking down the street, you could see an ambulance, and you're like, "Yes, I want to steal that, but I can't do it because I did not put on clean underwear today, and I can't risk being on the 5 o'clock news with dirty underwear." Wear matching and clean underwear. That's right, ladies and men. I don't know how men wear matching underwear, but yes. Chipmunk said, "That's Grand Theft Auto. Wonder if he was looking for the pickup people to take to the hospital." Maybe. A commando-style heist. That should have been the byline of this story. Commando-style heist. That should have been the title of the article. I think the writers have to get a bit more creative. So yeah, there you go. What happened to that man after that, I don't know. But he's from Alabama. Well, I don't know if that explains anything, but it definitely gives us an insight into it. I really would like to know why you would do that, but yeah. I'm going to take you to ABC7. They have an article about it here. Man stole ambulance from... Hey, shush. Man stole ambulance from fatal stabbing scene, sparking chase that ended in... I can't even pronounce it. Is it Ambra? Ambra crash. And they're saying here, a joyride in an ambulance ended with a high-speed wreck and a truck that flipped on its side. It all started with a deadly stabbing in another city. Yeah, we heard about this. I find that very, like, what is going on in LA, where there's a photo of it. So he crashed. There you go. Rid off an ambulance. So now that ambulance is not in service, that's not going to be able to help other people, and destroyed that dude's ute as well. I don't know. I don't think I have any video of him actually driving it, except for that first little bit where we saw him do that. Let me see if I've got a better video for it. I don't. It would have been interesting to know if he did put the lights on. Yeah, I'll take you to ABC7.
We begin with that wild crime spree stretching from Downey to Alhambra. A man was stabbed in front of the Downey Library, but when paramedics arrived, their ambulance was stolen.
Yeah, even more bizarre, the person who stole the ambulance was not related to the stabbing incident. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo explains how this all unfolded.
Detectives have been here for the better part of 9 hours, only taking down the police tape here a little bit after 6 o'clock this evening. A brutal murder in front of the library this morning, and what happened next stunned everyone. Minutes before the Downey Library opened this morning, an argument steps from the front door turned deadly.
Gentlemen were arguing right outside here. One guy pulled out a knife, a guy that had the flannel, and started stabbing the other gentleman. The gentleman fell down, and once the gentleman fell down, he went for one more strike to the neck, and that's where the blood, that happened.
Downey police say the attack happened around 9:30 this morning. While first responders were at the scene fast, the victim did not survive. Police say the suspect, a 23-year-old homeless man, took off running, but was later caught a few hundred yards away at Downey High School, which is just on the backside of the library. As first responders tried to save the victim, another man, completely unrelated to the attack, then stole the ambulance that was parked at the scene of the crime and sped out of the parking lot, which happens to be shared by City Hall and Downey Police.
But it ended up just kind of swerving, and it had about 12 cop cars behind it. By the time I got here to meet the kids, luckily they weren't here yet, but the scene was there. I mean, just blood everywhere.
After a 10-mile chase, that stolen ambulance crashed into several parked cars in a neighborhood in Alhambra, a bizarre and
in Alhambra. I find that so strange. So you just witnessed someone get shivved in the neck and they died, and you as a third party who has no relation to the incident that's happening, you're like, yes, this is my chance. I have always wanted to take an ambulance and just go on a joyride, and I don't know if I'll ever get this chance again. I should take it. That's what I should do. The crack cocaine tells me that I should do that, that I should definitely go and take this ambulance. Is that what happened? Because if not, I'm so confused why you would feel the need to do this. And then to add to the indignity of this all, his pants fall down when he is arrested. So there you go. Strange stories. I reckon someone could make a whole channel based on the weird things that happen in California. Everyone thinks it's Florida, but I can tell you I've read a lot of stories out of California that have been just as odd, just as strange. Wish we had better video of the chase though. But hey, at the end of the day, very sad that the other person died. Why he had to die, I don't know. They're just saying two men got into the argument near the Downey City Library, and that resulted in one of them being fatally killed. Well, I don't know how else she'd be killed, but sure. Sure. Here we go. Let me see what else. Yeah, that's it. No update on what happened to the other person. Police say the suspect, a 23-year-old homeless man, took off running but was later caught a few hundred yards away at Downey High School, which is on the backside of the library. Downey police towed a Tesla and a motorcycle away from the stabbing scene. Witnesses believe the vehicles belonged to the victim in the homicide, and they also have reason to believe that the murder was captured on camera. It probably would have been, being outside a library. They're saying the fatal stabbing happened right next to the EV charging stations outside the Downey City Library. The owner of the Tesla, parked outside at the time, told the news. Investigators reviewed video from his car, which he believes shows the entire attack. Great way to be involved in a crime, I guess. Neighbors say the parking lot is always busy, and the stabbing happened right as half a dozen people were charging their cars. What a weird day. I can't imagine being those first responders. How would you explain that to your boss? How would you explain that to your boss that you're like, we went to a stabbing and our ambulance got caught? Yeah, literally caught with his pants down. So, all right. That's the only one I have. I told you, no laughing. I didn't laugh. So the headline I have here is half nude Alabama man steals ambulance from murder crime scene. Good work. Good work, authorities on that one. Here, I want to go out to WSB TV2. This will be an interesting one. Why we didn't cover this at the time, I don't know, but we'll catch up on it now. They say Newnan police arrest suspect in 2011 killing of teen Blake Chappell. Here's the suspect here, Scotty Elliott Smith. And they're saying Scotty was arrested and charged in connection with Blake Tyler Chappell's 2011 death after confessing during multiple interviews. And they're saying he faces multiple charges, including felony murder, aggravated assault, and tampering with evidence, and he's being held in the Coweta County Jail. That's brutal. Let me look up who Blake Tyler Chappell. I don't remember doing this case at the time, but I'm here. Cat. So if we go to the city of Newnan, They did a press conference, so I'll play it for you. That's a long time to wait for an arrest. 14 years for it's in Georgia. Yeah, he confessed. Well, I mean, that's what we all hope for. Let's play this press conference when they arrested Scotty. I'm sure Scotty didn't know, but he does now.
Good morning. Today's September 12th, 2025. My name is Brent Blankenship. I'm the police chief for the city of Noonan. Blake Tyler Chappelle was reported missing on October 16th, 2011. In the early morning hours of October 16th, Blake Chappelle left his girlfriend's home located off Mary Freeman Road in Noonan, Georgia. He was traveling on foot back to a friend's house within the Summer Grove neighborhood. The case was investigated by Noonan Police Department as a missing person runaway. Blake Chappelle's body was discovered on December 19th, 2011, and a homicide investigation began. Recently, the Noonan Police Department made significant progress in the case when Scotty Elliott Smith was identified as a person of interest. Smith was not previously investigated. During the investigation into this new lead, the Noonan Police Department detectives corroborated facts of the case as related to Smith. In his multiple interviews with detectives, Scotty Smith confessed to the murder of Blake Tyler Chappelle. The Noonan Police Department today arrested Scotty Elliott Smith, and he remains in custody at the Coweta County Jail, charged with the following felony offenses: felony murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, concealing the death of another, and tampering with evidence. The arrest is the result of countless hours of dedication by the Noonan Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division, as well as the direct professional assistance of the Coweta County DA's investigators. We thank the community for the continued support and cooperation throughout this lengthy process. The commitment of our partners and the community's trust has been vital in the pursuit of justice. While an arrest has occurred, this is still an ongoing investigation. If you have any additional information, please reach out to Detective Marcos Gonzalez or Lieutenant Chris Robinson at 770-254-2355. Thank you.
Hey, a good press conference. Anytime you can get a press conference that is like that, it's like 2 minutes. They're the best kind. You don't want the ones where they're like, "Hey, I brought everybody that ever worked on the case for the last 25 years. They're all here today. Here's Joe. Here's Scott. Here's Anna that worked here in the beginning." They're the worst type. You don't want them. I don't know what are you guys talking about? What? A poo map? Okay. I feel like Erin Patterson could have used a poo map when she was pooping on the side of the road. Maybe it would have helped her. Maybe it would have made her story more believable about her pooping. It could be. But yeah, 14 years. That's a long time. Blake Tyler Chappell. And they said they only arrested him last Friday, taken into custody, charged in connection with the 2011 death. Said he made confessed during multiple interviews with detectives. Okay. And they're saying, oh, wait. Is this the case we did years ago with that guy, the young guy that was walking back from his girlfriend's home? I think we did this one early on in the channel's life. Blake Chappell. I feel like we did this years ago. Not originally, but we did this very early on in the channel's life. I don't know if you all remember or not.
We welcome you back to 11 Alive News at 4 as we come up on 4:30, and we start with that Noonan.
I was just trying to find a photo of him. Yeah. Chappell was formerly reported missing on October 16, 2011, according to Blankenship. Early that morning, Chappell left his girlfriend's home off Mary Freeman Road in Noonan and was walking back to a friend's house in Summer Grove. They say Noonan police first investigated his disappearance as a missing person and runaway case, eventually evolving it into a homicide investigation that was spanned more than a decade. Yes, we did do this one a couple of years ago. I'm glad there has been a resolution to it. Why it took so long for this guy to come forward or be arrested, I don't know. So yeah, he was walking back from his girlfriend's home and disappeared. For more than 10 years, there were no new leads in the case, yet his mother, Melissa, never gave up hope, pleading for answers along Highway 19/41 in Jonesboro, called for tips. So that's that's the billboard you can see in the photo right here. Wow, that's a great resolution. Hey, I'm happy anytime a family can stop wondering sort of what happened to their child. That is a great, great thing to happen. I'd like to know more about how he was arrested and how he came to authorities' knowledge. I would like to know more about that and whether he has any back history with the case. Let me check another link. They say he vanished after a homecoming dance and was finally found dead in a creek. 14 years later, police finally say what happened. Good, let's find out. They're saying that, yeah, Scotty allegedly confessed to killing Chappell. And they said while an arrest has occurred, this is still an ongoing investigation. So they must think concealing death and not tampering with. So he had a firearm at the time, they're saying, during the commission of the felony, which would be the murder charge. There's a photo of Scotty for you. Great news. Now we're probably going to have a trial unless he pleads guilty to it, which he might because he confessed to it. So we may not ever actually get to the trial. They're saying police said Scotty had not been previously investigated for the crime, but was recently identified as a person of interest. Detectives corroborated facts of the case that linked him to the crime. Interesting. I'd love to know more about how they did that. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if you guys have heard about it before. Yeah, 2011. 2011. Let me see if I can find like another video that talks about his case a bit more. Yeah.
A 17-year-old vanished after his homecoming dance, and he was found only in his underwear in Aquita County Creek months later, and his killer is still walking free. It's been nearly 10 years now since Blake Chappell's horrific and mysterious death, and it's still never been solved. Our Savannah Levins has been digging into this cold case and the search for the homecoming killer.
Blake Chappell was the kind of kid who was friends with everyone, a huge heart, no enemies, and that's one of the many reasons his murder has remained a mystery.
He was one of the funniest people I knew.
Max Gibbs remembers his buddy Blake like it was yesterday.
If you were down in a bad mood, he would make you laugh somehow.
And Melissa Becker.
He always looked at the best in people.
Holds on tight to the memory of her little boy.
He loved people. His friends were so very important to him. I don't think he ever had an enemy in his life.
She also remembers the night of October 15th, 2011, sending her baby off to homecoming. And later that night, Blake calling from his friend's house where he was supposed to be sleeping over.
He said, "Mom, I had so much fun. It was, the best day of my life. I got to hang out with my friends and dance."
What happened after that phone call is a mystery that's still haunting. Blake seen walking to his girlfriend's house and not long after leaving to walk back to his friends, but he never made it.
The friend that he stayed the night with calls me and says, "Blake's missing." I'm like, what do you mean Blake's missing? Well, he went to his girlfriend's and he never came back.
The search lasted 2 agonizing months.
We started calling him, and nobody could get in touch.
It's like he just...
And you know, after imagine being the mom and 14 years not knowing, and for a long period not finding your son either. So it's like a 2-stage thing here of of the family being traumatized. One, the kid just never comes home, ever. For, like he went to a dance, went to his girlfriend, supposed to be walking home, doesn't show up. And then after that, you don't know why this happened after you find his body. And then it takes another over a decade to finally track this guy down and arrest him for the murder. I'm glad the family never lost hope of finding the perpetrator. You have to ask, why was it so necessary for that kid to lose his life? Why was it so necessary for this guy to do what he did to Blake? I find that extremely sad. I find that very sad, actually. Hold on, guys. Muffin? No. Come on, go away. Sorry. Muffin is being annoying, so I had to shoo him away. Hey, Tharvy, how are you, my friend? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What an awful case, though. They ended up finding his body on December 18th, 2011. An autopsy confirmed he was shot in the head. That's where that felony firearm charge comes in. Investigators say Tyler was found face down in a neighborhood creek, only wearing his underwear. Pretty crazy. Smith had not been investigated. He recently became a person of interest. I'd like to know more about how they were able to link him to the crime and what took 14 years to do that. Guys, hold on. Sorry, guys. Muffin just won't stay off my lap. And I'm like, buddy, you are making me hot and sweaty. Go away. He probably told someone, may have. Here, let me search again for Scotty Elliott Smith. Let me see. Let's go to a smaller like paper. Maybe they have better information. Not really. Let's see what it says. No, not really. Just that he had, again, confessed to the murder in multiple interviews with homicide detectives. They say he's in custody at the Coweta County Jail and has that felony murder charge, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, concealing the death of another, and tampering with evidence. And they say the investigation is still ongoing. That's it. That's all we know right now. But very sad. Very, very sad. But I'm sure his parents are somewhat happy to have some answers to what happened to them. Woman of Steel said, do the kitties have their own room? Yes. This way, if you go this way, there are 2 giant couches where the cats can lie all over them, and they normally do. They have their own couch if they want it, and they share them a little bit with the humans, but they've got all the room they want just about 20 feet this way. And that's where I went and put him, over there, because it's nice to sleep on Dad's lap sometimes, but not all the time. Okay. Yeah. So yes, they do have their own room. They have the back room. They have the bedroom too. They've got their own things they sleep on. Lots of different things. Rose says Muffin teleporting to Rose for pats. These cats are not like ignored, or they're given lots of pats every day. We play with them. We pat them. We feed them a lot because they're guts. Woman of Steel said, but they're in the same room as you, Ping. Yeah, just over here. one day where I used to do the show. So if you remember when I used to originally do the show, it's over this way. So you guys can't see it, but if you walked like down this way just a little bit, there's a lounge room over here in this room. And that's where we used to do the show when we first opened the channel. Then we built the little studio bit here with the desk and all the streaming stuff and the microphones and things like that. So no, I can see him. He's right there. I don't want to encourage him to come back. But spoiled fur babies, they are definitely spoiled, both of them. Oh, Woman of Steel said, "Can you put them away for the shows?" Unfortunately, not. Unfortunately, no. But we are looking at maybe putting up like one of those gates. You know, those gates that you have for like dogs or if you have small children or something like that. We're looking at maybe putting up like some sort of barricade to stop them interrupting the shows. But it's sort of a tough call. Half of the people love the pets on the show, half of the people hate it. So Gail said, "I think they meant the cats having their own bedroom." They don't have their own bedroom, but they have their own areas. Lucky kitties, yeah. How about a catio? No, we got no room. We don't have a front area. So when you leave my house, it goes into an apartment hallway. So we got nowhere to put them. So we wouldn't be able to. We've got no like front porch or something like that. There's nothing we can do that. Mr. Muffin doesn't like when I put him down. That's what he doesn't like. Who hates Mr. Muffin? No one hates him, but I think people don't like the pets being interrupting the show. Gail said, "I'm sorry it's their home and we like seeing them." Yeah. I just don't like him being on my lap all the time because it's obnoxious behavior from him. It's not him being cute. It's him being attention seeking because he never does it. I promise I'll sit on this chair and do my research for shows and stuff like that. He never sleeps on my lap. It's only when we get on the show. It's cute for a little while. They'll just jump over the gate. I don't know. Rory couldn't, but Muffin probably could. Mr. Muffin is part of the show. We need to get one of those like here. We could put like a cat castle and let him sleep up here. That is something people have suggested, that we build like a cat thing like behind me and they can sleep up there. That might be one way we could do it. Lindy said, "Put him in the bedroom, close the door. Would they yowl?" Yeah, so I can tell you that when we got the new bed a couple of months ago, and we don't let them into that bedroom anymore because we don't want them to destroy the new bed, Muffin is taken to howling or yowling at the door at night. So at nighttime, you can hear him at the door yowling. He doesn't do it all night, just when we first go into the bedroom. But yeah, so he does yowl, unfortunately. Sometimes you guys have heard him on the show. You guys have heard him do it. Ping and Muffin. Yeah, maybe we'll build him like a little cat castle to sleep behind me. Sean said mine would scratch the door and the door jam. Yeah, he does that too. For some reason, he doesn't do it with the bedroom, but he does it with the bathroom. When the bathroom door is closed, he puts his paw under the door and he like scratches at it and like I don't know why he does it, but he'll like hug the door frame and scratch at it, and so yeah, he's a bit naughty sometimes. Yeah, Muffin has separation anxiety. Trish has a cat castle. Yeah, maybe we'll build one behind us so he can sleep there and be happy during the show. Gayla said, "Ping, is it a material bed?" It is. It is like what's like felt, sort of like felt. That funny material, like when you rub your hands on it, it's like feels weird. It's like that. It's like that felty material. We got hardwood floors, so he won't rip up the carpet. Woman of Steel said such loves, then we could still see him. Yeah, we could do that. We'll look at it. We'll look at building a cat castle. One could fit here, like right here. You guys can't really, yeah, right here. One could fit here. There's room. There's room here to have a cat castle. So we could build one. We could do it. My cat loves it. All right, we'll look at it. Ah, okay. Joe says, I have a cat castle, but I don't have any cats, so I get it all to myself. I mean, you got to have somewhere to hang out at night, Joe. You got to have somewhere to like turn off and relax. And if you got to have a cat hammock or a cat castle, I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to do it. Thanks, DJ. Yeah, it doesn't sound like there's much more information on Tyler. DJ sent me a link saying that the Noonan Police Department just said that the only reason they're able to mention that he is being arrested and charged is because he admitted to the crime, and that it was a new lead in the investigation. It's not one that they had previously had. So there you go. Donations for Cat Castle. We could do that. We could do that. I mean, we could do that. I would build one for him for sure. I don't think we've ever had one for these cats. We had one for our old cat, but not these two. They've had other things, so. Kaliza said, I made my own cat tower cat tree. It was really fun. Send me a photo. I want to see it. Marlene said they found 3 or 4 dead babies when a woman moved out of her rental house in Pennsylvania. What? Really? All right, hold on. Let me close down some of these links. We have far too many links open. How's the new upload doing? Is the show any better quality than it used to be? Let me know. Let me know if you think the show is like better visually at all. I'd be interested to know. All right, what is it called? Woman. CBS Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania woman charged after 4 dead babies were found in her home in Armstrong County. Let's have a look.
Breaking at 11, new and shocking information on the deaths of multiple babies in Armstrong County. This new information coming after the discovery of 3 dead infants and the arrest of their mother. KDK's Jennifer Barrasso is in Armstrong County with the breaking details.
Sources tell me there are 4 infants, not 3, that have been identified. Autopsies were performed yesterday. Now, state police, they are waiting for more information from the medical examiner's office. They will meet, I'm told, tomorrow with the district attorney. Now, they've charged the mom with 1 count of criminal homicide, and I'm told more charges are coming. KDK learned exclusively brand new information. 4 infants found dead, not 3, as initially reported, inside this house on Oak Avenue in Cadogan, Armstrong County. State police say their mother, 39-year-old Jessica Mothy, is charged with criminal homicide. According to the criminal complaint, the landlord broke open the case after a gruesome discovery. He found a trash bag with a dead baby in a closet.
Very sick, very disgusted, sad for the 2 that are left behind.
Elizabeth Jeremy helped the landlord search for 3 days for several cats left behind after Mothy was recently evicted. To know she was so close to those dead babies repulses her.
It was very cluttered. You could not walk through a room without tramping over things. Lots of laundry, lots of food left behind.
She remembers a funny smell upstairs in a bedroom.
And it smelled very funny. It didn't have a very potent smell when we first went in, but upstairs in the one specific bedroom, it did smell.
Police discovered 2 plastic totes along with trash bags with newborn babies. Court records lay out Mothy's own words, admitting to giving birth about a year ago to a baby in the toilet. She heard crying, then wrapped the newborn in a towel until the baby stopped making noises. That body was shoved into this closet. She confessed to wrapping 2 more babies and stuffing them into plastic totes into the attic. KDK learned the mom charge has 2 other children, 6 and 8 years old. She grew up in this home, got married, and moved back into the house. I'm told her dad passed away and she assumed the lease. Her husband, according to court records, is incarcerated. A co-worker had been living with her for a short time. This neighbor didn't want to be identified, said she often watched the boys and fed them.
Giving them structure. They needed structure. They needed love. They needed hugs. If they needed to eat, we fed them. And we did that.
As investigators search for a motive, many wondering about the future of those 2 children.
All I can ask is people to pray for these 2 boys that are living who need the support of friends and family in the community.
State police.
Really awful case. I mean, you hear her describe when going in there that they said the smell was really bad. Oh, okay. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, awful case. Why, you ask yourself, why did this happen? So many children. Here, let me see. So originally they thought it was 4. It's actually 3. Here, Armstrong County. By the way, Sean was talking about this hype button. It must be new. I've not heard of it. Sean says, on YouTube, the hype button is a fairly new feature rolled out in 2024 to 2025 that works kind of like a limited time super thanks or super chat, but specifically for videos that are newly uploaded or trending. Here's what it does. You'll sometimes see a fire icon with hype next to the like/share button under the video. Clicking it lets viewers pay a small tip, $2 to $5, etc., to the creator. It's only available on new uploads within the first 24 hours. YouTube calls it the hype window. When you send one, your comment gets highlighted and the creator gets a cut of the payment similar to a super thanks. So basically, it's YouTube's way of letting fans boost a creator's brand new video, show support to the video early, and help push engagement. Okay, thanks, Sean. I've never seen it before. I don't remember getting an email from them either about it. So, very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Here, an Armstrong County woman has been charged with homicide and abuse of a corpse after police found 3 dead infants hidden in different locations of the rental property. Jessica Marie Moth, 39, was evicted from the home in August, and the landlord was cleaning out the home on Saturday when he noticed a trash bag in a closet with a strong odor coming from it, according to the criminal complaint. The coroner and South Buffalo police officers went to the house and confirmed that a dead baby was inside the bag. State police then took over the investigation. Troopers searched the home and found 2 totes in the attic with 2 more dead babies inside. State police located the woman and questioned her. She said she had given birth to a baby in the home about a year ago while sitting on the toilet, according to the complaint. She could hear the child making several noises. She removed the child from the toilet, wrapped a towel around the infant's entire body, where it remained until it stopped making noises. She then said she put the towel with the baby inside it into garbage bags and left it in the closet. She told troopers she had also birthed 2 other babies and placed their bodies in garbage bags and then in totes and put them in the attic. They said it's not clear when the babies were born at this time. Sorry, not laughing at that. I was laughing at something Trish messaged me. You have to ask, why is this a mental health thing? Is this something where someone doesn't understand, like, their, I don't understand. Is it someone that felt trapped in their sort of like situation and they thought this was the only way to deal with it? I mean, once is a thing. I mean, I could understand a woman doing this once and, she was in a bad situation or something like that. But several times, and how do we know how many other times she might have done it? How old is she? She's 39. So who's to say she hasn't been doing this since she has been fertile, like sexually active? Maybe this is the only 3 babies they found, but who's to say there's not others from when she was younger? I mean, this is a behavior, so it's something she feels okay doing. How many times has it happened? That's what I want to know. Is it just the 3, or is it 100 times? That's what I would like to know. Husband in jail? Yes. Um, oh, I don't know either. I'm not sure either. I think it boosts the video or something. It makes the video more seen on YouTube. Yeah, how did nobody notice the smell? 3 decomposing babies in the house. You would have to smell that. 1 dead person or baby is a lot. Brutal. Yeah, no one knew she was pregnant. It is a question, right? Jessica Marie Moth. Let me see if I can find anything else about her. Yeah. Oh, we have a photo. Here's a photo of her. It's not a great photo. It's a very it's not a great photo. Let me see if I can find a better one of her. Yep, there we go. She is a slightly she is a lady of larger composure or whatever. She's obviously a lady with a different size. Some people suggested a word on this comment down here. I'm not going to say it. I don't think that's very polite. She is a woman of girth. There's your answer to that question. Kim said, I tried for 7 years and lost 6 babies. So many people would love to have a baby. I agree. Chipmunk said, I can't imagine hearing my baby cry and leaving it to suffer. Yeah, she heard the baby making noises, wrapped it up, and then put it in the attic until it stopped making noises. It's diabolical. Hey, Kelly, what's up, my friend? I've seen a few of these cases now, at least 2 of them. Hubby was in jail, and there was older, unharmed children, and mum hid all the other pregnancies. Has 2 live children. Why kill the other ones then? Sally says, on the other hand, she does look a little mental. Okay, I agree. She might look somewhat mentalized. Let's see. Yeah, she killed the babies, yeah. Not her husband's child. That if the husband's in jail, and unless they're having conjugal visits, then yeah, there has to be like that. Very strange case, very strange. I'm just trying to see what other charges. Okay, so she did appear in court. She's been denied bail. She's currently facing those charges, which is abuse of a corpse, and they're saying that criminal homicide. So she will face trial on those charges. Yeah, I'm just trying to find out more about it. They're saying here, to explain it to authorities in that kind of way too. Moth told authorities that she took the baby out of the toilet and wrapped it in towels until it stopped making noises. Then she put the baby in the closet. Yeah, I mean, it sounds so detached from the actual thing, right? It's not something you would just tell the cops, like, yeah, gave birth to the child. It was making noises. And then I just wrapped it up until it stopped making noises. It seems so cold. It's a cold way of explaining the birth of that child. It really is. Not very nice at all. Kaliza said they are in so much denial of being, pregnancy denial. That is a real thing. It's very hard to understand, but it does happen. Yeah, I've been following the cheerleader in Tennessee, the one where you can see her pregnant in all the photos and all that. I have been following that case in the background myself. Scan her brain to see if empathy is working. It might be something to do. Ah, terrible. By the way, Khaleesa, about your question from before, probably not. I don't think we're going to do anything like that again. It ended up costing so much money, and it just, in the end, wasn't worth it. I think it ended up costing us. We never got a refund from the first place. The first place we like ordered from, the one that screwed us around, we never got our money back from them, and it was like a lot of money. It was like $500-600 or something, and we never got it back. The second place did. They fulfilled our orders, and I think there's still one to go to Robbie T, but she's in hospital right now. That's why I haven't sent it to her, because I don't know if I can or not. And then there's one to go to America, but I don't have an address for that person. So I don't think so. That was such a pain in the ass. I ended up feeling really guilty over it, and I don't like having that feeling. And it would have to be under a different circumstance, I think. But I appreciate all the people who supported during it. Gayla said small claims court. No, I mean, we could try. Four Sons' mom said, with this lady, I didn't. I was talking to Trish. What? I mean, I was talking to Trish while we're watching the video. No one visited? Yeah, that's interesting. Did no one go to the home during the time that the babies were decomposing? Because you would smell it. Like, decomposition has a big smell. It's not small, and it's not very nice. So you would be, like the landlord said, they could pick it out. They could smell it. It was abundant, is the word that I would use. Let me see. Yep. They said she had a roommate? I didn't hear that, did they? Hold on. Yeah, let me go to WPXI. They've got a story on it. Ah, of course. Can't use that link. She had a roommate? I must have missed that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find where they talk about that. Yeah, let's go to the Miami Herald. Maybe might have it. They say she was evicted. Yep, while cleaning it out, they found the babies. Yep. They say the most recent trial was about a year ago, according to the woman. So court record shows she was denied bail during her September 15 arraignment. She's due in court for a preliminary hearing on 23rd of September, so next week. Yeah, okay. If she did have a roommate, I don't know how that roommate lived in that home without smelling it, knowing she was pregnant, all sorts of things. Like, you would have to, right? You'd have to know. Crazy. They said on the one I was playing, sometimes I can't hear everything from the video because my headphones are over here, but I must have missed that bit. Rose said postpartum psychosis. Do you think can postpartum psychosis last for that long, or is it individual parts of it? So she had that one baby was psychosis. The baby died, that she hid it. Then she fell pregnant again, had another baby, was psychosis, and then did it a third time. Is that possible? Or does that show that these are a behavioral trait rather than some sort of mental malfunction, like mental thing like postpartum is? That'd be interesting to know. I don't know enough about it. Yeah, definitely should have been caught sooner. Obviously never went to any scans or anything. because the doctors, once you go in for a scan with a baby, they keep track of you. They're like, hey, you're at 12 weeks. Hey, you're at 18 weeks. It doesn't seem like she ever went in for any type of medical exam for the children. No empathy or compassion, no. Woman still said they say up to 2 years. Is it 2 years after? Or if all the births were in that cycle, then possibly. Kim said no freaking way someone lived there. Not with 3 decomposing children just lying around in the home. You would have to. The landlord said when they went in they could smell it. Not when they got the child out and unwrapped it or whatever. They could smell it just lingering in the home. How would you live there? That is how? Yeah, I don't know. I would want to know whether it was a behavioral trait where she's developed this sort of hiding of her pregnancies, or it's actually some sort of mental decline like postpartum. Hey, DJ. DJ said did not have a roommate. She was living alone in her home after being evicted, and the discovery of the deceased infants led. I think they said at some point she had a roommate, and that because the babies were from so long ago, that these happened over a few years, not like just when she was evicted. Obviously, these children, it takes X amount of months to have a baby, even if it's born premature or whatever. It's still more than say 9 months. So maybe the roommate was an idiot or complicit. Maybe. Gayla said, when I was pregnant with my firstborn, I came back up to Scotland from England and they kept in contact with the doctors to check on me. That would be my next question, is whether investigators can find any type of medical records for any of these 3 babies. Anything. A scan, OBGYN appointment, anything like that. That's what I would want to know. Is there any sort of medical history? If not, then why? That's another question to ask. Woozy said the kids didn't know anything else, and that is so disturbing on top of everything. I agree. Rose says the USA has a lot of craziness. Seems so. You guys seem to, or at least the USA does. Your dog smells like dead bodies. I'm concerned for you about what you've been up to. Apparently, letting your dog roll in dead bodies, apparently. All right, let me go here. Just trying to close down some. We've got far too many links open. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Let me know if the camera has been better tonight and if the audio has been better, not as much like clipping or it was doing like that beeping, like where it would like mess up all the time. Let me know. All right, let me check one more thing for this woman. WPXI. All right. Let's go to their YouTube.
Now to new details on a disturbing discovery in Armstrong County. Police have charged this woman after 3 bodies of 3 infants were found in a home.
My heart goes out to all the babies because that's just not right.
Channel 11's Lauren Talata is in Armstrong County after talking to a woman who babysat the suspect's older children.
The details of this criminal complaint are disturbing and graphic. State police arrested a 39-year-old woman who they say admitted to giving birth to 3 babies inside of her home who were now found dead.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm just shocked all about it.
Heartbreak and disbelief. Those are just some of the emotions rippling through Oak Avenue in Cadogan after this woman, 39-year-old Jessica Mothy, was arrested and charged with homicide and abuse of a corpse.
You could definitely tell that she was a single mom that was struggling, but you would never think that this would happen out of it.
Officials made the gruesome discovery of the remains of 3 babies over the weekend, approximately 1 month after Mothy was evicted from the home. Court documents say when the owner went into the house on September 13th, he observed a trash bag in the closet with a foul odor. Police and the coroner were called, who confirmed a deceased infant was inside of the bag. Court documents say troopers then searched the attic and found 2 totes. They say inside of each, the remains of 2 more babies.
My heart goes out to all the babies because that's just not right.
Allie Marshall and her boyfriend have babysat Mothy's 2 school-aged boys inside of the house, saying the kids seemed happy and were very self-sufficient.
When we heard that there was 2 other bodies before we knew that they were babies, we were just praying that it wasn't those 2 little boys that she has.
Court documents say when troopers questioned Mothy about one of the totes, she informed troopers that it was an infant child that she had birthed approximately 1 year ago. She told troopers she could hear the child making several noises from a toilet. Court documents say she then removed the child, wrapped it in a towel, placed the infant in several plastic bags, and then
It feels like it's worse than we thought it was. Hearing these details, it doesn't sound any better. It sounds worse than we originally thought it was going to be. Horrible, really horrible story.
inside of an upstairs closet. It was then that Mothy told police she also gave birth to 2 other infants at the home, placing them in towels, bags, and totes. It's unclear when those births took place. State police say this is a very active and ongoing investigation. We will let you know if there are any additional updates. Mothy remains in the Armstrong County Jail. In Katanning, Lawrence Halata, Channel 11 News.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on this one. And but yeah, like people bringing up in the chat, it's very similar to that here. There's that one about Lakin Snelling. Lakin Snelling is like this big case going on right now. We haven't really done a lot on it on this channel, but I have been following it, everything about it. You know, to me, it's this photo. Where is it? I'll see if I can find it. There's this one here. It's this photo right here that does it for me. So if you've ever been following the Lakin Snelling investigation and case, that is an obvious, very super obviously pregnant girl. Very obviously, like you look at that and you go, pregnant girl. So many questions, not a lot of answers. You know, just there's a lot wrong in Lakin's case. Yeah, that one is captivating the nation right now. Yeah, pretty awful. They say police records reveal what happened after finding baby in ex-UK, that's Kentucky, student's closet. They said the baby was cold to the touch. How sad. They said the complainant just found a dead baby in the closet. It is cold to the touch. That's what they said to the dispatch 911. Horrible. They said in this one too, the arrest citation states that the infant was found wrapped in a towel and placed in a black trash bag, which was found in the closet. The coroner's report was inconclusive, and they're saying they're not sure. I'm sure they're going to keep investigating that baby's death. They would have to find out more about it. Hey, Jackie. They said originally they thought it was 4 babies, but then on talking to the police, it was actually a misunderstanding and it was only 3. So just 3. Nice to meet you, Jackie. Thanks for commenting. I appreciate it. Falson's mom said that is my new grandbaby's name, Lakin. It's a good name. She was at university. So she was at university and she was on the stunt, whatever this cheerleading, acrobatic, gymnastic team. Yeah, the fact that the roommate found it, I mean, she must have been beside herself. Yeah, let's see. So we've not done a lot on Laken, but they're saying here. Yeah, so they're saying if the baby was cold to the touch, it had obviously been there for a number of hours. We're going to find out a lot more about Snelling. I'm just having a look here if there's any new information about it. So Snelling has pleaded not guilty to abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, concealing the birth of an infant. She was released on a $100,000 bond and placed on home incarceration in Tennessee with her parents. They said she's due for a preliminary hearing 8:30 a.m. on September 26th. So we'll find out more about Snelling on that day. But you guys will have to let me know what you think about Laken. I think it's so obvious, and I think she's got a lot of explaining to do. I think that girl has just a lot of explaining, and it's going to be better for her and for everyone if she just tells the truth about what happened. I think it'll go better for her in a courtroom. I think people, depending on what she says, people may understand. So, yeah, I'm going to take you to WKYT and give you just a bit of a rundown for people who haven't been following it.
WKYT News at 5. We're live on air and streaming right now on WKYT Plus. I'm Kelsey Soto.
And I'm Amber Philpotts.
The case of Laken Snelling, the now former UK student athlete who was arrested in connection to the death of her newborn, has gained widespread attention.
But this situation has also created a dialogue surrounding the resources available for expectant mothers, particularly those who may be in crisis. WKYT's Alyssa Williams sat down with healthcare professionals to learn about resources available for expectant mothers. It's our top story at 5.
It was Labor Day weekend when Lexington police say 21-year-old Laken Snelling was arrested days after they say she gave birth to a baby boy at an off-campus home, then placed the baby in a trash bag inside a closet. Since then, a UK spokesperson said she was no longer enrolled at the university or with the school's stunt team, which she was previously a member of. The Fayette County coroner ruled the baby's death inconclusive, and it's still not clear how far along Snelling was when she gave birth.
I kind of had a little bit of every kind of emotion, much like I think a lot of other people that have known about this.
It's still not been confirmed if Snelling knew she was pregnant, but Woodford County Public Health Director Cassie Prather says this opens a door for conversations on the options out there for women who find themselves pregnant.
We need.
Yeah, we'll see what her explanation is for what happened. Falson's mom said, a woman has no control over these things. Stillbirth or miscarriage doesn't seem fair. I agree. It is very awful. But hiding a baby in a closet at 21, you should know better. You're not a scared 14, 15, 16, even 17-year-old child. You're a 21-year-old woman, and you know how your body works. You know, you're old enough to do the crime. You're old enough to take care of the whatever. You're old enough to be responsible for your activities. So I don't want to hear no sob story about anything. At 21, you know sort of how things work. You know how the plumbing works and all that type of thing. It's not really a conversation. It's you have to be responsible for yourself. Carliza said some women seem to be able to disassociate so much they block out the fact that you are pregnant. Yeah, it's called pregnancy denial. It's like a mental condition. Chipmunk said, even if she didn't know, which I don't buy, her clothes size says volumes to me. Could have the baby. Yeah, I definitely think you can just tell. And I want to know who else knew. Gail said, can someone send their cat around to eat Hades' dinner? Yeah, my cat does that too. Marlene says that medication, the one that has the letter B in it, has a 4-year shelf life. I think you can mail order it now too to get around regulations. Lisa said she knew she had no choice. Miss Woozy said, I got pregnant in college right around her age. The last thought on my mind was what she did. I'm glad you were responsible. Gayla said she didn't have a fat belly. She had a baby belly. Yeah, that is definitely like Ping's not a girl, but I've seen enough ladies in my life and pregnant ones to understand what a pregnant girl looks different from a girl who might have, you know, might be fluctuating in her weight. This is not a girl fluctuating in her weight. This is a pregnant lady. Pregnant ladies just have this look. They just have this where the belly is. It just sits differently to like weight gain, and that just screams pregnant girl. Yeah, like the belly sits just different to like some girl that's sort of, and you can tell she's quite a fit girl too. And you can tell like the pregnancy has sort of pushed out her, like she obviously had a very taut stomach beforehand and was very, fit. And you can tell it's sort of like push that out. It's sort of interesting when girls who do like a lot of exercise and fitness get pregnant. It's almost like their sort of abs and that they've worked a lot on sort of just move forward. So they look very fit, but they're pregnant. It's sort of a weird look, but that's what you see here. Yeah, the abs sit different, especially when you've done cheerleading or gymnastics or whatever. You're very, very working out and things like that. So Kalisa said, but why didn't anyone else say anything? That will be a good question to find out an answer to. Woman still said, keep plan B in your cupboard. That's right. Ping has so many dirty jokes, and I'm not going to tell them because I feel like people will come for me. I have far too many dirty jokes, and Ping's got to be professional. So, got to be professional, Ping. No dirty jokes. Uh, uh, I hope your kids are doing well, Lisa. I hope your daughter and your son are doing well. Hey, thanks to these guys, by the way. Sean for the couple of times. Thank you, buddy. Lisa for the super sticker. It helps out a lot. I appreciate it. And Mr. Dan Yee at the start of the show. Very, very kind. I'm glad you're going to be able to be a grandma. You're going to have lots of photos, and you'll get to be on babysitting duty as well to help out. It's good news. Glad that you got some positive news in your life. All right. I think we're going to wind up. After a couple of hours. It's been a fun night. It's been great to be back. Great to test the new connection. I hope it's working better. So you might be asking, what is the new connection? Well, they doubled our upload speed. So we've been having problems with the camera quality not being very good. And we've had problems with the audio dropping in and out because of the I think it's because the upload was getting overwhelmed, but it should be pretty good now. My point of interest is on the replay. Right now the video looks really good, but on the replay it's been very compressed and very blurry. So I'm hoping on the replay it'll be a lot better. People will be able to see a lot better. It won't be as pixelated and stuff like that. So, hey, I appreciate it. By the way, Sean as well. Sean said, first home buyers grant. I appreciate it, Grant. Thank you for the donation. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I hope YouTube figures this out because it's impacting creators and especially small creators like me. Going from like 100% like of what we used to get down to like 1% of what we used to get through ads and things like that. It's making it extremely difficult for the creator because it means our paychecks at the end of the month are sort of dropping to like 1% of what we were getting before. So I hope they figure it out because it's crazy. That was for Erin's house for the first home buyers grant. I will definitely do that. I will definitely put a first home deposit on it. Gail said, my son said he's never having kids, but my daughter might. You get that daughter pregnant. You get her. Spam YouTube. I don't know what they're doing with it right now. Hold on, YouTube. Let me see if I can find the article I was reading about it. Yeah, here, PCC Land reported here, YouTube creators report significant view drops following undisclosed algorithm changes. And this was only 2 days ago. And even these creators here are saying that they've also had the same problems. So it's like large creators, small creators. It seems to be going around to everyone, and we don't really know why. Even Linus Tech Tips, the big tech channel, they've noticed it as well on their videos, so they don't know either what's going on. So hopefully it gets fixed. Warner still said, very good. I give the replay a shot. Let me know. Yeah, okay. I appreciate all your help, my friend. Yes, let me know. Let me know if you notice anything change with the views and the like how the videos are doing. Maybe you'll see it on your end before I do. I might do that. I might do that. Unfortunately, I think we may have to start. You know how they say, like, if you can't beat him, you got to join him? I would hate to start doing like clickbait type stuff, but I I may have to. I may have to start doing those stupid thumbnails and the clickbait titles and stuff. If they don't change what's going on, I may have to. Oh, we are going to be making a playlist. So a playlist of the entire Aaron Patterson thing from start to finish. I am working on it right now. So you'll be able to click on a playlist and watch every Aaron Patterson video we've ever done. So I'm working on that playlist right now. So yeah, I may have to. I'm not sure. Maybe it is the hype button. Maybe. Let's see. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at some other options like playlists and more tags in the videos and maybe a short or two here and there to help. We'll definitely do stuff like that, okay? But yeah, if YouTube put out a statement a day ago saying basically they're not going to fix anything. So this is the new future on YouTube, apparently. So we'll find a way around it. Woman has still said I get unsubscribed too. That's been happening to me since I started the channel. So many people say I used to be subscribed to you and then it went away. Yeah, it's happened to a lot of people who subscribe to this channel for some reason. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Hope the show went well with the new upload. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Love you all. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Thanks to all the people who support this channel. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel. Getting that number bigger will help us break through that algorithm. So if you like the content, you like the breaking news, you like the court stuff that we do on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It will really help out when we start getting to like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. That'll really, really help out. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Whoa, hold on. Everyone tries to do this at the end of the show, so I don't read it out. Thanks, Four Sons Mom. I appreciate it. I will check out your message in private. So I appreciate it. Love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Good. Really, I will be back tomorrow. Last 2 days, I told you what was going on, but I really will be back tomorrow. Good night. Bye. Thanks, Four Sons Mom. It's very kind of you. See you later.